Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. My name is Ginger Pierce, and I'm one of the travel agents with Marvelous Mouse Travels. We are the agency that runs this Facebook group, along with several others that are focused on different destinations. We are also a Disney earmarked platinum authorized vacation planner agency. And that just means that we are recognized by Disney as being experts in their vacation products and is providing an exceptional level of customer service for our clients. Welcome to Sundays with MMT, which we're actually doing on a special Tuesday evening because Sunday was a holiday weekend. But we have such an exciting topic to talk about tonight that we wanted to make sure, that we were doing this at a time where hopefully more people would be able to join us. We are excited to have with us tonight a team of agents who are fresh off of the christening of the brand new Disney Wish with Disney Cruise Line. And so with our agency owner, Carrie Dillon, and three of our top agents were invited by Disney to be among the first people to experience this ship. And they have been posting a ton of incredible content over on our main agency page. So if you have not yet followed Marvelous Mouse Travels on Facebook, make sure that you go and do that so that you can check out all of that content. You can also find a lot of content over on our blog at marvelousmousetravels.com and also on our YouTube and TikTok accounts. But we're really excited to have these agents with us tonight. They have been raving about this ship ever since they got home, and they're so convincing that I actually booked a cruise for my own family on the Wish last night. So I can't wait to hear even more from them, and I'm sure that all of you are really excited to hear from them too. We are using a platform called StreamYard to go live this evening, and if you do want to post a comment, because we would love to hear your comments and take your questions, you might be asked by StreamYard to approve it to display your username and profile picture. Just know that you can decline that permission and you can still post and interact with us anonymously. We'll share a lot of information kind of upfront, and then we'll take your questions as those come through. So we would love to hear from you. I'm joined tonight by three of our marvelous agents, though. Ladies, thank you so much for being with us here tonight. And if you would take just a little bit of time to tell everybody your name, how long you've been with the agency, and the best way for people to reach out to you if they're interested in planning a trip.
Hi, I'm Chelsea Hart. I've been with Marvelous Mouse for about 6 years now, and the best way to contact me is my email below, chelsea@marvelousmousetravels.com.
I'm Nikki Kennedy. I've been with the agency for 4 years now, and the best way to contact me is on Instagram at your family travel planner MMT.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Self, and I've been with the agency for almost 5 years now. And you can reach me at the email below, which is jennifer.self@marvelousmousetravels.com.
And again, my name is Ginger. I have been with the agency just over 4 years, and the best way to reach out to me is to visit my blog, which you can find at gingermmt.com. So, ladies, I think the first question that I want to ask you, and probably a lot, especially of our experienced Disney Cruise Line guests, might be wondering, in your opinion, what sets the Disney Wish apart from the other ships in Disney Cruise Line?
Oh, it's like a totally different line.
It's so different.
I feel like the other four ships all, they follow kind of the same layout and, color scheme and everything like that. And this is just a total departure from that. It's like Disney elegance, I want to say. A lot of people described it as like a floating castle, which it is, with the color palette and just how grand they made everything.
Awesome.
I'll 100% agree. The minute that you walk into the atrium, it's a completely different feel, a completely different look than what you get from, the classic cruise liner look from the Magic and the Fantasy and the other ships. When you walk onto this one, it's all accents in gold and light blues and silvers and more. I feel like there's a lot more white going on, where it just feels more like you are literally in you just walked into a castle, and this is what you would expect it to look like directly out of a princess movie.
Yeah. There was even like one night I was getting ready for dinner and I had like a polka dot or like a red dress and like ears, and I was like, I can't wear this in here. Like it would like match so cute for like nautical, and in here I'm gonna look like not good. So I really wear a different dress because it's such a different vibe than the other ships.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Absolutely.
How would you say the staterooms compare maybe to the other Disney ships?
So I think in layout, the staterooms are very similar to what we experience on the other ships. But as far as just the furnishings and the details, definitely there was a different color scheme. You can see with like the flooring, and then above each of the beds there is a mural, and the mural is of a different princess theme. So we found that there were themes, and we were in a room that was the Cinderella room.
Mhm.
There are ones that are themed with Tiana. There is Moana, Sleeping Beauty. I'm trying to remember what the last one was.
Frozen.
Oh, Frozen, yes. And so that mural is different depending on where your stateroom is. And you can see that like the blanket, of course, is different. The bathrooms were just a little different. One thing that we did notice right off the bat was that the light switches are now on the inside of the bathrooms instead of on the outside, which we loved. But even though with us being frequent Disney cruisers, we kept reaching to the outside, the light switch, and we're like, wait, it's where it should be on the inside. So they definitely took
They got us a couple times.
that maybe, were not as well planned beforehand and kind of change some of those things up. But the overall picture is that they're very similar layout wise, just different decor, I would say.
Awesome. And each like different deck has a different theme, correct? Like, so if you really have a Frozen fan, you would want to be on a particular deck because that's where those Frozen rooms have a greater chance of being.
Yeah, until we get a better feel for like which rooms are which. We're not exactly sure which rooms are Frozen.
We tried to figure it out, and there was no rhyme or reason. We were like looking and
in
the
the meantime, like if you want to have the chance of even having one, then you want to make sure that you're on the right deck. So, but nothing's guaranteed because we don't know enough about the ship just yet.
Yeah, eventually someone will crack the code, but it hasn't been cracked.
We tried.
we tried.
Yeah. So talk to me a little bit about the dining experiences that you had on board.
Oh, they were so good. I think a lot of people, when we were posting about it, thought that we were eating in like specialty restaurants, and they're not. Everything that's included, like we started off, our first restaurant was 1923. So that one does look like it is maybe like an adults only specialty restaurant, and it's just included. The food was so good. The kind of theme of it is, 1923 was the year that Disney Animation Studios was founded. So it goes along with that, like classic animation and old Hollywood style. So a little bit California thrown in. And what's really nice is they have a split dining room. So it's actually two totally separate dining rooms. They're mirror images of each other. So one's the Walt Disney and one's the Roy Disney dining room. And it creates a more intimate feel. It's not like this big dining hall where there's, a lot of echoing and sounds and all this. It makes it feel like you're really in like a small restaurant, because we even said the way the side was set up was you only saw a few tables at a time. It wasn't like the whole length, of your side. It was still broken up. So it was nice, really nice.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. And then our second restaurant that we went to was the World of Marvel restaurant. And it also was split into two. And so that they could have the experience going on in both places and not have to worry about it being so large that maybe, because at the end, some characters do come out. And that way, there was more of an opportunity for people to be able to see those since we were in a smaller, like a sub restaurant almost. When you go into this restaurant, everything is themed Marvel. They have a storyline going on, and what we noticed was that that storyline is very current in what is going on in the Marvel universe right now. So the characters that you're familiar with right now in the Marvel universe are who was interacting and who the storyline revolved around. So we're anticipating that as that universe evolves over the next year, 2 years, whatever, that storyline is probably going to change, which would thus create maybe a different experience each time that you sail on the Wish. There is some interactivity. There's some, you have to do some things to make the story move along. There's some comedy in between the actual storyline. There was, when you're eating and whatnot, there was little snippets of all of the Marvel films and episodes and whatnot, just kind of showing as a montage on the screens around you. So you saw all of your characters, even though the storyline is the current characters, you know, because I was kind of hoping, you know, for some Captain America or something, and obviously he's not in the current universe. They did show that in some of the montage. So you did get to see all of those OG characters and then the kind of the evolution of the storyline just as that went through. At the very end, the characters did come out. The desserts were really fun. The one I had was a sundae with a little tiny donut on top, you know, because Ant-Man, they gave us little tiny chocolate chip cookies. Like, so it was very, very well themed and very entertaining. And for those that are Marvel fans, you're going to eat it up and you're probably going to like completely geek out because it was really, really fun.
Awesome.
The last night we ate at Arendelle, which is set up like you really feel like you're walking into Anna and Elsa's castle. Like even the hallways are like decor and you can see like all the artwork from the movies, and we had so much fun with that. And then even there's like some like family portraits in there. Like you really feel like you're in the castle. And then in the middle there is like a stage, and it's set up so we're actually attending like Anna and Kristoff's engagement party. And it's hosted by Oaken. So as you can imagine, it's just like really funny and, you know, lighthearted, and they sing all the songs, and it's a really, really awesome time. Everything is just so well themed in there. Even like the kids menus, I asked for one just because it was like the Arendelle flag, and I was like, we need one of these. The menu that night was really good. We ordered like 3 desserts each because we couldn't decide what we wanted. But that one, I think, especially like if you're going with little kids or you're super obsessed with Frozen, like it's gonna be one of the best nights of your cruise because they'll just sing along and have so much fun.
Yeah.
And they did sing songs and whatnot from both movies. So if you're like you're like the first movie, you're like completely over it, but the second movie you kind of dig it, then you get that experience as well. So it
that
was
the
nice.
thing too, is it was like Oaken and Kristoff singing the song, so it wasn't like, oh my goodness, we're listening to this again, right? Like they just kind of put a fun like spin on it. At one point, Kristoff is like, this isn't our song. Like, this is your ex-fiance. Like, it's just really funny and, like, lighthearted how they put it all together.
Yeah. Not that anyone's seen Frozen 1, you know, way too many times.
It was really, really well done, though. We were impressed because I think a lot of us, you know, are like, oh, Frozen again. But it was very, very well done.
Well, and that's a really unique experience to Disney Cruise Line because, like, at Disney World, you know, there's not a Frozen themed meal, you know, and also with Marvel, you know, there's not anything other than like, you know, Guardians and you know, a few things here and there to do with Marvel at Disney World either. So it's cool to get to have that.
That's a good thing to think about too. Like if you like say you were going to do that at Disney World, like what your price point would look like. Let alone trying to get like a reservation and all of that.
Yeah.
Like the fact that when you do go on your cruise, like you will eat it one of each of those at least once, and it's included in your price. So you're not going to get stuck with, I mean, that would be an expensive, it's dinner and a show with Disney, right? So
for sure.
It's an awesome experience.
Awesome. What about some of like the, you know, quicker places or maybe, you know, some of the lounges and things like that you got to experience?
Oh, there was so many on board. There really was. I think as far as like the lounges go, Disney really catered more to adults than they previously had. But what's nice is a lot of them are like multi-use. So during the day, families can go and enjoy them. And then at night, they turn adults only. Like one of them was that Star Wars, the hyperspace lounge, which is really cool, you know, to be able to go in and kind of be at space while you're at sea. So during the day, families can check it out. And at night, it turns into an adults only bar. They actually have a $5,000 drink there, which sadly we did not get. But so there's some cool things on board.
$5,000. Are you drinking gold? Like, is it liquid gold? What's going on?
So it's crazy, but yeah, it comes with more than just a drink.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you get a stay or an invite to Skywalker Ranch.
Okay.
So George Lucas's. I think somebody mentioned maybe a watch also.
It was more than just like alcohol.
Yeah. And they sold out of them on
Wow.
sailing. So they I think they had 3 and they sold out. People they wanted it.
Yeah.
They sold out the first night too. It wasn't like they sold for nights. There were some other really great, my favorite adult area was the Bayou, which was themed, like Tiana. It had the willow hanging from the ceiling kind of thing. It was very quiet during the day. And then in the evenings, there was a band that would play each night for entertainment. They had beignets that you could purchase. It just was a really nice place to kind of just sit and chill. And then it was in the middle. So like before or on the other ships, all of the adult spaces, they're kind of pushed to the back of the ship and they're all put back there in, the district. Well, these are all kind of placed in various places among the atrium and around in different places of the ship so that you don't feel like you're like shoved way back in the back and then you kind of, go from bar to bar or whatever, area to area back there, but never kind of come out of there. Where this one, they're all pretty spread out. Now there, right off the atrium is the hyperspace lounge, which is right next to the Bayou, which is also right next to Nightingales, which we also went to, which had a pretty cool menu as far as like a lot of their drinks were based around a bubble theme. It was a piano bar. And so it was just really nice to have those kind of more out in the open in the middle of the ship and in various places so that you could enjoy them more.
Awesome.
Nightingales is where I like staked out until John Stamos came out. I got a full tour of that one. The other one is called the Rose, and it's up by Palo and Enchante. And it is more of like an upscale. One of the walls is like all windows out to the ocean. So night or day, it's just gorgeous. And it is a lot quieter of a space. So that one I believe is always adults only. But it's a nice place to just go sit and hang out before you have like that specialty dining.
And there's also
a $50 drink.
Oh.
Yeah, no, you're fine. Is that what you were going to say?
No, I was going to say the keg and compass too, but
oh yeah,
plug that drink. If you want to see it, go on our TikTok. People are losing their minds over this $50 drink. But it's really pretty.
Yeah.
But there is one more space, keg and compass, which is like a Viking bar, which you think is kind of odd, but it's great because they've got like pub grub, so you could grab like beer, cheese, and pretzels and stuff like that. They have a lot of beers on tap. That's a place I feel like a lot of the dads will be kind of escaping to sometimes, But it is nice. Like everyone said, everything is spread out. So you're not just like going from one to the next. You can, kind of stumble upon different places.
Yeah. Tell me about go ahead.
I was going to say, speaking of dads, the one space that they had on this ship that they don't have on the others was they had a barbery, which was called Hook's Barbery.
Okay.
It was literally a barber shop. It had a bar in it. It was not like Captain Hook themed or like Pirates of the Caribbean themed, but it was just like subtle, like masculine, piratey, ship deck type theme. And I know that when we were in there checking it out, a lady came in there and she was like, well, I know if my husband goes missing, I know where to look for him. It was just a really, really cool spot for men to like, they could come in and get, a massage or a haircut or wherever, or they could just kind of sit at the bar and there's like snacks and, whatnot. So that was a nice little added thing that I thought was cool for the Wish.
And there was also a little like sweet shop, right? I thought I remember seeing something about like Inside Out. What was that?
Yes, Joyful Sweets. And on some of the other ships, they also have like Vanellope's and I think it's like Minnie's Sweet Shop or something. But on this one, it was themed like Inside Out. And we go in and all of there's cupcakes and treats and whatnot. There's gelato. You can make these like Sunday things. And then there's all of the, the moods from the movie all have their own little statue. And then they have all the memory ball. Is that what they're called? Memory orbs. They have, like a bunch of those. It's just super, super cute themed. It's so bright and colorful. So it's a lot of fun. It does have an extra charge. That's not included. And I know that, you guys also got like a ball, like they had actual balls that you could buy and you would open them up and they had like a little character and then some like little candy that went through the little maze thing inside the ball. So, for those people that like to collect
collect.
those dishables and whatnots where you open it up and see what you're going to get. It's kind of that feel, except you got an orb and then you got the little tiny character inside. So
My kids would eat that up. My kids love stuff like that. So
yes, right. Mine too. And mine are teenagers.
yeah.
What am I going to get? Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about some of the things that there are to do, like onboard activities and pools and spa and all sorts of things like that.
I loved on this ship that they didn't have like one central pool. There's actually 10 different pools, which is, I think, a really good change. And I'm just going to preface this too with like, there is 4,000 guest capacity on the Dream and the Fantasy, and they did not up that on the Wish. So as you can tell, like the deck area is way bigger on this ship, but you're still going to be there with the same amount of people. So having that many more pools, like in this one, you can see, I don't know how many, like below the stage, that's going to be a pool. So I mean like 5 on here, possibly 6. I can't really tell where everything is, but so, and they range too. Like one of them was like a foot deep for like little kids, and then they kind of just went up from there. So that was a really cool feature for this ship.
Yeah, and so that was six pools on that deck.
She counted for us, so I should have just asked
you.
She knows where all the pools are.
I don't even put it up again, but like on the bottom right-hand corner, bottom left-hand corner, those are both pools. One on the bottom left is covered. Then it goes down like a sub-level there, and so then there's one pool on each side there. And then down in the middle in front of those chairs, like before the chairs that are way down there, but just below the railing, there's another pool down there. And then way across over there underneath the big screen is covered, but that's the Mickey pool. So there's those 6 pools. Then you go far forward and there's kind of almost like a secret family area up there where the adult area is on the Dream and Fantasy. And went up there and there was like another family pool up there. And then there's an adult only pool in the adult only area on the back of the ship. Plus there's also another pool in the concierge area. So they've really stepped up their game with the number of pools and kind of giving more options so that, it's not just like everybody's in the same 2 family pools and the same 2 adult pools type thing.
Yeah.
We actually didn't even, we went back and forth. Is this a kid's pool? Is this an adult's pool? And we weren't sure until we saw the life jackets. It's a really cool, more quiet area that we haven't seen on the other ships.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of the theme of the whole ship is this spread out. Like Nikki said, it's a bigger ship with the same capacity. And they've tried to make it so that you're not in these not large crowds, but where everyone's trying to get to one spot. So they've spread things out, whether it's the pools, the lounges, even the kids' activities, across the ship, so that you can still feel like, I guess you're on a smaller ship with less people, which is really nice because there's just so much to do and you can do it all because it's never going to be too crazy.
Right.
And I know that a lot of people, that I like my clients and stuff, they get worried about their little ones and they can't swim because if you have a swim diaper, you can't swim. So where do you go? Well, on this ship, that instead of having the Nemo Reef, they have a Toy Story splash pad, which was so cute. It was so bright and colorful with all the Toy Story characters that shot out water out of their mouth, a little slide area. There was also
it has 2 slides too, which I don't know if you've ever hung out in Nemo's Reef, but I've spent my fair time in there, and there gets to be quite the line on the one slide. So when I saw that there was 2 slides, I was like, yes, just gave me so much time back in my day. So there's so many little things that are just, I don't know, dumb to get excited over, but they really thought of so many little things to make it better.
And they have over that same area is Trixie's pool. Trixie's pool is, it's more shallow, so it's for littler kids. And then they have the Slidosaurus Rex slide, which is, Rex from Toy Story, his slide. And you have to actually go up into the funnel where it starts and then slide down. If you're familiar with the Dream and the Fantasy with the Mickey hand, slide, basically it's the equivalent of that, but with the Rex theme. And then there was also the slide, which Chelsea and Nikki got to experience.
Yes, we did.
We did.
I got to hear them scream.
I was under us at the worst part, so of course we sounded
laughing started, and I could hear it all the way at the end.
We did experience it. We had a great time.
Yes. we rode the Aqua Mouse. which is it's not just a slide. It's like they call it the first attraction at sea, for Disney, and it's an attraction. You go up like a conveyor belt type. They're double floats. I guess that's what so two people can go up, and there's some screens, and you kind of follow a little cartoon. It's like the new Mickey cartoon, so you kind of follow it up, and then it looks like it's about to plunge you into like a huge drop. Even though we saw it from the outside, we knew there wasn't a huge drop, but when you're up there, you go, oh God, where did this come from? It's not a huge drop.
It looks like in Steve Mountain when you just like are like black, and you've been going up this hill, right? So like, where else? You're only going to go down. Well, we were wrong.
So that was where our screaming started. Yeah, it just kind of, but it's a really
Jen was
fast
on the other side.
like, she found us there. But
I was like, I know, that's my people.
It's fine.
So that is something that's different than the other ships. They do not have an aqua mouse.
Gotcha. Now, you guys mentioned the kids areas, and so let's talk a little bit about that, because those kids areas are amazing from the pictures that y'all were posting.
Yes, so amazing. Even like to the nursery. On the other ships, the nursery is cute, but it's not a huge space. Like it's, it's clean, it's great for your kids, but on this ship, it's actually like one that they can really go play in. Like all the walls were interactive. They would like spin, and there's, it's set up like Small World, so you're like interacting with all those. And then there's also another section off that's basically just like a nautical cruise themed like climbing area, which is awesome for little toddlers. So that space alone I have little kids, so seeing that, I was like, oh good, there's somewhere they can go get their wiggles out, and it's okay for them to scream like their mom on the aqua mouse, I guess.
And I will say that like when you get into the kids club area, it goes two directions, to the right and to the left. To the right is going to be like your traditional kids areas. There's like Bell's Library. There was like an Imagineer area where you could design your own roller coaster and then actually get to like simulate it. And then it kind of led over to the nursery in those areas. However, when you went in the kids club and you went to the left, that's where the Star Wars kids area and the Marvel kids area were. And the great thing about these areas is that because they have split them between the two sides, what they're doing is sometimes they will open only the area to the right for the kids. And then the area that has the Marvel and the Star Wars, they will actually open that for families and adults to come visit, because it's such a neat space. That the adults and older children, they're always kind of wanting to go into that kids club on the other ships, because really those areas are so cool.
Yeah.
So now they have that ability to open that part up during select times for families to enjoy, but not have to close down the kids club itself.
Right.
In other areas where kids can actually still utilize that space. So that was really neat. That they kind of thought of that as far as opening that up for more people to enjoy those spaces than just the little kids who may not actually
like that too. Like if you have nervous kids that are going in the kids club by themselves, like the fact that you can go in there, and kind of play with them a little bit so that they know that it's okay, honestly can be a huge thing for kids too. So I really like that they opened up that avenue, especially like that, like I said, that like play, like it's called Captain Minnie and Mickey's play deck. Like being able to go in there with your 4-year-old and like play for a bit, and then they can go, or even like your nursery age kid, that really can make a big difference in getting them in there, so you can have that adult time that you want as well.
And as someone that's no longer a child but wishes they were, it's really awesome to get to go in there.
Too.
And in the Marvel section, it actually ties into the Marvel dinner. So it is cool, like if you were able to see that. So I would recommend checking that out before your dinner at Marvel, because it all kind of, you don't need to, but it's cooler if you do.
And
you pick up on little things.
Yeah, let's be honest. Most adults are going to appreciate those details and whatnot of the Marvel area and the Star Wars area more than like a typical 8-year-old.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're going to go in there and geek out over it, where they're going to be like, oh, this is fun. So it's really nice that we can enjoy it too.
And there's a
you also-
slide.
Yes, I was gonna bring that up. I'm like, and
Yes.
certain hours you can be an adult and go down the slide too, because I know that was like one of our biggest questions going into this. Like, I hope they let us try out the slide. And they do. It's obviously only during the open house because you actually check your kids in at the top for the kids club, so you don't actually even go down. So it is just during the open house, which is generally just like right when you get on the ship. But adults can go down the slide, and I highly recommend it.
Yeah, and the kids, they actually scan their bands and check in at the top. It's outside the atrium there. And then when they slide in, they're literally in the kids club. So the parents never even have to go downstairs. They just scan them, wave goodbye, kids go down, and they're gone. And they're off running. So
It's almost like a Christmas story where you just check them in and there you
Like
go.
every kid's dream.
Yeah.
Like, just go on a slide into a kids club away from
the
your
Red
parents.
Ryder BB gun for you, Mister. Yeah.
So let's kind of go to the other end of the spectrum and talk about the spa for just a second, because that spa looks phenomenal.
The spa, I wanted to stay there forever. We were just touring, but I can't wait to get back on and go there because I'm a spa person. That's what I do on cruises. I always check out the spa. I always get the pass, and they do have the rainforest pass here, and it is a totally reimagined space. I mean, you can see it just looks totally different. They do have an outdoor space, and it's the first time they have an outdoor space to it. So it's got hot tubs and these like swinging day beds, and it is just beautiful and so relaxing. And I cannot wait to get back on there and just lay right on that swing and do nothing.
They did an amazing job of like theming and imagineering this entire space. It's very green. It's very calming and serene. A lot of plants, and I mean, it really had a calm feel to it. And I don't know. I would like my house to look like that. So
yeah. Now there are more concierge suites on this ship than the other ships, correct? Okay. Gotcha. And some of those suites are pretty special, are they not?
They're
they
amazing.
do have that tower suite, 2-story tower suite that I think it has like, did it have 4 bedrooms? Is that what it had?
Yeah. So it
believe
has
so.
3 dedicated and 1 is like a library / bedroom.
Right. It's up to 8, I believe.
Wow.
Yeah, it was amazing. It had a spiral staircase inside. You can see in the picture there that, you're literally in the funnel. You're in the forward funnel, and you're facing forward on the ship. So you're kind of overlooking, if you're familiar with the other ships, that's kind of the adult area over there, which is not, on the Wish, but that's the direction that you're facing. And so you can kind of see that bar over there. Of course, there's the curtains and stuff that you can pull down for privacy. You can see on that console there towards the window that's actually a TV, I believe, that comes up out of there. There was so many really, really cool little things in that space that just made it a real treat if you ever have the opportunity to get to stay there.
And it's massive. Like those bathrooms, I could live in one. I would have plenty of space. Like, not only are they beautiful, they're just massive. Like, yeah.
Oh, it's like the same size as like a suite not on a cruise ship. Like a lot of times on a cruise ship, you kind of get the condensed version, and it's like a full marble tub bathroom.
It reminded me a whole lot of the bathrooms at the Riviera at Walt Disney World. It looked a lot like that. It was beautiful, though.
I think there's a lot of design elements on this ship that are so like they follow the same color palette. Like it draws in that Riviera like feel for a lot of it. But especially the suites.
Yeah. So what are oh, go ahead.
Oh, we did see another suite though that I loved.
That would be where I would stay.
Yeah, I loved it better than the tower. It's the Princess Aurora Royal Suite. So there's 2 of them. So I think it's like their answer to the Roy and Walt suites that they typically have. And oh my God, same thing, 2 stories. So you have a nice like spiral staircase, but this one has a huge veranda. So you have seating outside, a table, your own hot tub. That's where I want to be.
Yes, that was my choice too.
Yeah.
In the bathroom, like a whole wall is like glass, so you could see like the ocean and everything. And then there's like a button on the wall that like makes it I don't know what it does to it. It makes it, you
like
can't
all
see
of a
out
sudden it's
anymore.
frosted.
I don't
Yeah.
know if it's lights or what, but it's like one button, and then anyways, like you could have the privacy, but then also like you could be in the middle of the ocean, you know, just with all the views is amazing.
Just in
Not
the
that you
tub,
would-
like, yeah.
Not that you would need the privacy because you're literally looking at the ocean. So I don't know who's looking
Right.
at
I
you.
mean,
like
in
if you're
short, you might
you're
get a
docked
little
next
weird,
to
but
someone,
Yeah.
be waving to another ship from your bathtub.
I mean, maybe binoculars from, the other ship, but I don't know. I was like, well, that's a nice feature. I don't know who's not looking at them, but okay.
well, you do have the button if anyone is getting
That's right.
You need it, it's there.
That's right. So, what itineraries are available on the Wish right now?
So the Wish basically took over the Dreams itineraries, which was 3-night, 4-night. So it's going to depart every Friday and it's going to depart every Monday. 3 nights over the weekend, 4 nights during the day, or sorry, during the week. It's always going to be a Nassau Castaway port. At least that's, for the duration of what's been released so far. The difference is when you go on the 4-night, you're going to have that day at sea where you can really enjoy the ship and all it has to offer. One thing that we had talked about earlier was that, these 3 dining rotational restaurants that you get are so amazing. You do not want to miss those 3 restaurants.
Right.
So but then there's also these Palo and this Enchante that you could book, but you don't want to book those and not see the original 3. So if that's something you're interested in booking, you've got to book a 4-night, because I promise you, if you book Apollo or Enchante on top of one of your dining rotations, you are going to be missing out. So,
and even if you can
back the ship
do,
is so big. It needs
back to back
a
would be
4-night.
Yeah.
And you can do laundry because their laundry room is like,
oh my
I
God.
would just stay in there.
there was like
It is
30
the prettiest laundry
30
room
dryers.
ever. Like, are we on a cruise ship or like what? Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, like this
So
cool
pretty.
tile floor. Everything still felt like we were not really in the atrium, but like they kept that whole fancy.
It's like a
urinal
spa
under.
laundry.
There was like tons of ironing board. Like, it was beautiful.
It was huge. It was
And
like
and it was massive. Well, you counted how many machines there were. How many were there?
it was
There
like
a
30
ton.
washers and 30 dryers, and I would say it was
wow.
probably 1,000 square feet. Like it was
huge.
Like it was a maze too. Like you just kept walking around. Oh, there's more. Oh, there's more around this. And there's sinks, and there's like it just kept going. And like there was doors that like opened.
Yeah, it was like a grand entrance into the laundry room. It's just
The
like
darndest thing. Like
you just
what's
smell fresh
happening?
linens. Like it was amazing.
Yes, it just made laundry really, really cool.
We are very excited about laundry. At Mar-
Tell me you're an adult when you're excited about the
Yeah,
laundry room.
exactly. So, in your opinion, this will probably be the last question I'll ask you guys, and then we'll check see if anybody else has any. But in your opinion, why book the Wish right now, and why book it through a travel agent like one of you guys?
I think number one is
sorry.
I was going to say prices are going to go up. So book now. Once the word gets out about how amazing this ship really is, because, there wasn't much out there before. It just, it didn't even officially sail yet with consumers. Yeah. So once that gets out, prices are going to skyrocket. So get your, book with an agent. We know this ship, but we also share it with Marvelous Mouse. So we work as a team. So, we share everything we've learned. Call your agent because you're not going to want to miss out on this. I don't have kids, and so Disney isn't always my, the cruise line I go to all the time. I love Disney Cruise Line, but I was like, oh, maybe I'll take a break for a few years, try some other things. Nope. As soon as I got on, I was like, I'm going back on the Wish. Like, you just don't want to miss it.
Awesome.
I was actually pricing a sailing for myself yesterday. Again, it's fine. And I looked at it today and it's over $200 more. So it's not even like waiting. Like the prices are hiking right now.
Wow.
So don't be like me and miss that too.
Yeah.
Because cruise pricing is based on how many people book. And right now with all what's going on in the publicity and the, everybody's getting to actually see what it looks like, people are booking. And the more people that book, the higher that price is going to go.
Yeah.
And so right now we're booking through September of 2023. So I literally am watching pricing for September of 23.
Yes.
It's already going up because people are booking.
Yeah.
So don't wait. It's a refundable deposit for most room categories. So there's no reason not to at this point. Secure that rate for yourself. Go ahead, and then you can start getting excited and start planning for it. And work with an agent so we can help you with all the details, and that way you know when to book your activities, and you know when those COVID protocols start changing again, and maybe they start going away or whatever it is. Then we can help you navigate all of those details and help you with a pre-stay at Disney World or a post-stay at Disney World if you want to do that, or Universal. Like, there's just so many different things that we can help you navigate so that you can just enjoy the fact that you have a cruise booked and not have to worry about, did I miss something, or am I paying all this money and not getting to do, you know, what I want to do because I don't know it exists.
Right.
And it's the exact same price too. So and I will say, like, I think we all get excited, especially about this ship. You know, you book a Wish, like, we're going to be right there excited with you, which is always fun to everyone be excited about going on vacation, right?
Yeah.
Well, and I'm going again in 3 weeks, and I'm like,
nice.
And I'm excited to watch you go again in 3 weeks. It's so awesome.
Those 3 weeks better go real fast.
And I have to say, you know, I booked my cruise yesterday for September of 2023. And I was shocked at the price that I got for my family of 4 in a veranda, like deluxe, you know, family ocean view veranda stateroom. It was very reasonable. And that's how I talked my husband into it. I was like, look at this price. This is all our food. And he was like, just book it.
And that's the thing, like, so much is included when you sail with Disney Cruise, that it's not, you don't have to worry about going on and being like, oh, now I need a drink package. No, like your soda and all of that stuff, that's included. You don't have to worry about that. Now, alcohol you purchase in specialty drinks, like specialty coffees and mocktails, those types of things. Those are all going to be something that you are going to pay for as you go. They don't have packages for that. And then, you know, the sweet shop, that costs extra. But really, like, those dining experiences with the characters and the show and the whatnot, that for my family would be a $300+ dinner. That's included every night. You don't have to worry about booking Marvel. Like, it's just part of what you get. So it's one of those things where you know what you're getting, and then you get this grand experience for this package price, instead of getting there and be like, oh, now I got to pay for that dinner, and now I got to pay for that dinner, and now I got to pay for that.
That's one of my favorite things, is like when my daughter's like, can I have ice cream? And I can be like, yeah, go. Like, you don't have to be the bad parent.
Get
like, no,
7.
we can't pay for 17 Mickey bars today. Like, you're just like, no, why
That's
not?
a great point.
Have another cookie. Have
Right. I mean,
why not?
fine.
So I think we have had some questions and comments come through. So let's take a look at some of those, and we appreciate everybody that's watched and asked questions. Oh yeah, it does. And if you want to see even more pictures and information than we showed tonight, definitely head over to the Marvelous Mouse Travels Facebook page. Look at us on TikTok and YouTube, and, you know, all of our socials. And you'll see even more. Like, it's phenomenal. Oh, nice, exciting.
I'm pretty sure that's Carrie.
Yeah, I think so too. Awesome. Very cool. Hi. Oh,
that's awesome.
Congrats.
You're gonna love it.
Working with an agent, because I promise you it's worth it.
Yeah. Yes,
Hi,
Jody. Totally agree. Oh, nice. March. Be here before you know it.
It's a good time, spring break.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful everywhere. Like, there's not a place that,
every little detail was like so well thought out. I mean, Disney does that anyway, but they took it up a notch with this ship. They really did.
100%. Oh, hi, Maria.
We've got a celeb in the house.
That's right.
Yeah.
Jennifer.
That's my Maria.
Anything you're talking about, it'll be great.
Yeah, you'll love it.
Whichever that one's from.
1923 was my favorite menu, I will tell you.
It was the best food. I would agree with that.
And they had churros.
And the bayou was
I had beignets, so we're happy.
Oh yes, the churros. That's right. The bayou.
Yeah, the bayou's beautiful.
Hey, if your husband's excited about this, that's good.
Yeah.
Right? Can you get my husband excited about this? Like, that's the book. Yes, such a
Yeah.
big thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it had like the water feature on the back too, so they really could have a lot of fun in there.
Yeah.
Slide was fun.
For Jennifer, as she was watching everybody else.
Everyone's like, be there for the open house.
Yes, we're sure gonna do the slide. Yep. That's awesome.
Everything is amazing. I mean,
Everything
there wasn't anything
is
that wasn't
amazing.
amazing. So
I feel like our expectations were blown out of the water just like the second we stepped on the ship.
Mhm.
We all were
for
like,
sure.
Oh, that's a good question.
So
Oh.
typically those are released now, but they waited
Yes,
so
soon.
long to release the summer of 2023 that I anticipate that probably will be late July, early August. But we don't know. It could be tomorrow for all we know, honestly.
Yeah.
But that's typically about when they usually do it at the end of June, which we're past that point.
And if you're working with an agent, let them know when you want to book for so that they can, keep an eye out for you and get you those, because cruise rates go up so
yeah,
you want
the
to get
best
it as soon
pricing
as
is
it's
going to be
released.
right when those drop.
And we all
Yeah.
have our
And
wait list.
availability, honestly, with this one.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure. All right. I think that might have been the last one. So
Awesome.
thank you so much for everybody for watching with us tonight and commenting and asking questions. Ladies, thank you for being willing to come on and talk about your experience. If you would like more information or if you're interested in booking a cruise with any of these agents that you heard from, feel free to, contact them. All of our contact information is back at the beginning of the video if you joined a little bit late. If you happen to be catching this when it's no longer live and you still have a question or want to make a comment, we do monitor these after the fact. So feel free to go ahead and do that and we can come back and address those later. But thank you so much for watching. And we hope to see you guys again really soon for another episode of Sundays with MMT. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.